Welcome to Native Talk Arizona, presented by Native Health and KRDP 90.7 FM. Later in the show, we'll learn about the upcoming powwow at Mesa Community College with Talia White, and we'll chat with Miss Navajo Nation 2022-2023, Valentina Clitso. But right now, executive producer Susan Levy talks with Roberta Arthur, public affairs specialist with the Phoenix Indian Medical Center.
I'm Susan Levy, and in the studio today with us is Roberta Arthur, the public affairs specialist with the Phoenix Indian Medical Center, and she's awesome. Roberta, it's such an honor to have you on the show.
Hi, Susan. I'm happy to be here. As you mentioned, my name is Roberta Arthur. I am Navajo, and my family is from Crystal, New Mexico. I've worked at PIMC for 35 years, and thank you, Native Health, for this invitation to be here today and talk about our event.
Oh my gosh, 35 years?
35.
Wow. All right. So I know that PIMC is having another great community event, and it's the Health Fair for Children. Can you tell us a little bit about this event?
Yes. It's been more than 10 years that the Public Health Education Department coordinated this event as a drug and alcohol-free weekend health fair. And it was held on Good Friday as a health fair and egg hunt. Today it's called the Spring into Health Kids Fair, and it's scheduled on Saturday, April 8th, with topics and activities for the youth and family.
So what do you have planned?
Well, it's going to be another fun day. The health fair will be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And the Phoenix Indian Medical Center Employees Association is the group that is most thrilled about bringing back the highly missed egg hunt. Oh my goodness. The past couple of years, many parents were calling to inquire if the egg hunt was on. And then just due to the pandemic, the event was postponed for 3 years. And this year, they're thrilled to announce that the egg hunt is on. So the staff gets so involved by filling thousands of plastic eggs with goodies, and some will include winning tickets for a fun prize. The kids always look forward to it. Matter of fact, there'll be a couple of kids in all of the categories. They'll want to do all three of them. So some of the health fair booths, they also get involved and donate plastic-filled eggs. And there's usually about 3 categories, and scheduled around noon. We'll have a more detailed schedule, but yeah, being there around noon, you'll be good to hit the egg hunts. And we do encourage parents to bring baskets or bags for their child to use. And PIMC events won't be one without an Indian market. So a variety of Native American artists will be there with their finest crafts throughout the day up to 4 p.m. So vendors should be registered. So it's a fun-filled day.
I didn't know you were going to have vendors there this year as well. Artisans, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we're thrilled about that.
I've been to the event. It is amazing. And I was telling somebody it's like this, like thousands of eggs are gone in probably like less than a minute, 2 minutes. When I've seen it, they just go.
Yeah, we kind of forget to time it. And we're like, oh, it's over. What?
I mean, you like turn around and it's like, they're gone.
Yeah.
All the eggs are gone, and the kids have like bags, and they're so happy, and the kids love it, and families. That is one of the most popular events at PIMC. I love that event.
I think so, too.
It's great. So, Roberta, what is going to be offered in the health fair?
Okay, well, we're hoping to have a variety of great resources for family like Head Start, Phoenix Public Library information, dental care, volunteer opportunities, healthy eating, information about services at PIMC and other sites such as Native Health, Phoenix Indian Center, Native American Connections, just to name a few. So this year, we're going to try something new. We're going to have a food drive, a one-day food drive that will benefit St. Mary's Food Bank. And everyone who donates 4 items or more will be entered into a drawing for an awesome prize. We would love to fill several boxes. So also, kids will be busy making crafts, participating in activities, and making get well cards for our inpatients. So let me tell you this. Our inpatients who have received a kid-crafted Get Well card love them, and make sure they have them when they go home. it just makes them feel so special and loved, especially if they don't receive a visitor while they're as an inpatient. So it really...
You guys are going to do some great stuff.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
We made those cards during the holiday time, and it was a big difference for our patients. It was awesome.
Well, yeah, if people don't have visitors and they get something, somebody cares.
Yeah.
They might not know them, but it makes a difference.
Yeah. We can always make a really nice card on the computer, but a kid-crafted one
is more important. Yep. And I also think the food drive is important. I know we distribute food, and I think that's important that you're giving back to the community. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I think that is very important as well. And St. Mary's Food Bank has helped so many on so many reservations, and
they do a tremendous job.
Yes,
they're a great organization. So, how can listeners learn more about the event or contact you?
Oh, okay. Well, the Spring into Health Kids Fair is on Saturday, April 8th, so mark your calendar. It's going to be held at the Phoenix Indian Medical Center, which is located on the northwest corner of 16th Street and Indian School Road here in Phoenix. The times of the event is 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and the health fair will end at 2 p.m. And don't forget the egg hunt around 12. The day will be filled with fun activities, as I mentioned, for kids, an egg hunt, great resources, not to mention a few food trucks and kettle corn. So that's always nice to have. And we always welcome students who would like to do some volunteer hours to come out for the day, to reach out to me beforehand. And we also receive donated filled plastic eggs for the hunt. The more eggs, the merrier.
So you do want those donated. Okay.
Yes. So I work in the volunteer office, and my phone number, you can just call the switchboard at 602-263-1200. And that's if you want to help, donate, or if you have questions. It's going to be a fun event, and hope you all can be there.
Okay, I've got one more question. You said kids should bring bags or buckets, right?
Yes,
they
should bring their own. We won't have any. We might have some bags, but if they bring their own little crafted item from home, that would be special to see.
Okay, awesome. I'm so glad you came. I know you're busy, but we wanted to know more, and now I know there's going to be vendors, there's going to be food trucks, there's going to be all kinds of cool stuff, and lots of great plastic eggs for Easter. So thank you.
Well, thank you for having me here today. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Coming up, we'll learn about the upcoming powwow at Mesa Community College. Support for KRDP 90.7 FM comes in part from Native Health, with 2 locations in Phoenix, 4041 North Central Avenue, Building C, near the corner of Central Avenue and Indian School Road, and at 2423 West Dunlap Avenue. Native Health is also located in Mesa at 777 West Southern Avenue near the corner of Southern Avenue and Extension Road. Native Health provides primary medical, dental, behavioral health, WIC, and wellness services for the urban Native American community. For more information, call 602-279-5262 or visit our webpage at nativehealthphoenix.org. Native Talk Arizona returns after this song. You are listening to Run with the Wolves by Ray Zaragoza.
Feel the earth beneath my feet. Pulls me down. I heard the sounds echo softly in the breeze, in the clouds. I hear them now. We used to be so free. Get back to who we used to.
Welcome back to Native Talk Arizona, presented by Native Health and KRDP 90.7 FM. I'm Susan Levy, and in the studio today with us is Talia White, Student Services Specialist at the American Indian Institute at Mesa Community College. And we also have Kiana Jacket, ISO Senate Officer. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you for having us. It's a pleasure to be here, and we're really excited to share with you some information about MCC, American Indian Institute.
We're excited.
Hi, thank you for having us here.
Yep. So, can you please tell us both a little bit about yourselves?
Yeah, so I am the American Indian Institute Student Service Specialist, and primarily I just work with Indigenous students within our department and our school. And so I work in that capacity as well as a intertribal student advisor for our student club on campus as well.
You're pretty busy.
Yeah.
And Kiwana, what do you do? And tell us
Yeah.
about yourself.
I'm a student at MCC. I am part of a club called ISO. It's called Intertribal Student Organization. I represent them as their Senate officer.
Cool. All right. Well, welcome both. So, Talia, tell us a little bit about the American Indian Institute at Mesa Community College.
Our program, it's been around for quite some time. It's been around since like 1986, and so it was primarily founded on the concepts and mission of providing support services in higher education for Native students. And so we've been very proudly providing those services all of these years. I personally have worked there since 2013, I want to say. And so we've had a lot of students come through from both like rural communities and also urban communities. And so our program, we service about 900 plus students that are currently enrolled for the spring 2023 semester. We do a lot of different things. We do programming. We do like financial aid, scholarship assistance, enrollment, admissions, outreach. We go out into the communities and, promote our educational opportunities to people that might be interested in enrolling and things like that. So we wear many hats at the American Indian Institute, and so we're like always busy, which is a good thing because, we do this all for the benefit of, our tribal communities and where we come from. And I failed to mention earlier that I'm a member of the Navajo Nation, so I'm originally from like the Window Rock area, specifically like Fort Defiance. And so when I think about the students that I service and the opportunities that are there, I kind of think of like my background and where I come from and what I would like to see in the future for generations to come.
You do a lot. I know whenever I call over there, you're all super busy and doing lots of different things. And I think you do a lot of events, right?
Oh my goodness, yes, we are super busy with so many different events, and they range from cultural events to academic events to leadership events. Throughout the year, we take students to conferences. Like some of our students attended like the Native American Women's Conference back in the fall. Yep. We've taken students to like the ACES conference. The last time that we attended that was in Temecula last year. And then we have a bunch of other events that we do. We had an Indian market. It was called the Skoden Indian Market.
Oh, yep.
So that was really cool. That was fun. I asked the students, like, well, what shall we call this event? And, jokingly, they were like, let's call it Skoden. I was like, that is not a bad idea. So we really try to make the events their own. So the students, we talk about like what are important issues for them, what kind of things would they like to address, because at the end of the day, their college experience is their college experience, and I want them to look back on, their time at MCC as something that provided them some skills and knowledge in the things that are important to them.
So, Kiwana, what's been your favorite event so far?
Yeah, I would say the Skoden, because it was like the first event that our club has made. As well, I'm first-time college student, so this was pretty cool to see it happen because I didn't know how many Native American students are at one college until
at MCC. Yep.
Yeah, until there was actually like an event where so many backgrounds are in one place, and it was so cool to even like make that event happen.
You all have a great campus and a tremendous program and a great reputation. So,
thank you.
Yeah. So, do you have any events coming up?
Yeah, we do. We're really excited about our upcoming powwow. And so that's going to be on April 8th, and it's going to be Easter weekend. So I'm pretty sure that everybody has a busy weekend that weekend, but hopefully they'll make the time to come out to our powwow. We're going to have vendors. We're going to have, of course, dancing, drumming, food, and it's just going to be a great time for our students to have their representation of Indigenous backgrounds on our campus, and just for us to come together and celebrate. It's been quite some time due to, of course, the pandemic. So we want to gather our students, our staff, our faculty, and our community in that way and kind of just celebrate just being together again.
So the powwow's next Saturday, which is April 8th. Mm-hmm. What time?
It's going to begin with our gourd dancing at 11 a.m. And then our grand entry will be at 1 p.m. And then we'll have another gourd dance session at 5 p.m. And then another grand entry at 7 p.m.
So it goes from like 11 till
about 10 p.m.
Till 10 p.m.?
Yeah, we're going to powwow. We're going to powwow real good.
Okay. And where is it going to be?
It's going to be on our campus, Southern and Dobson campus, 1833 West Southern Avenue in Mesa. And it'll be located in the southeast field of our campus. So it'll be between like the baseball field and the tennis courts.
And is there a lot of parking there?
Yeah, there's parking. We'll have accommodations for disabled and our elders. And then we'll also have plenty of parking for anybody that wants to come through.
Okay, I want to circle back to the food. What kind of food?
Oh my goodness. We'll have an array probably. We have vendors who are going to be selling probably fry bread, some mutton sandwiches and some burgers. We're still getting all of those details together, but from the looks of what we have confirmed, that's probably what's going to be on the menu.
Okay, sounds exciting. So the Mesa Community College powwow is Saturday, April 8th, 11 a.m. to about 9 or 10 p.m., right? Mm-hmm. Mesa Community College, which is Southern and Dobson. And plenty of free parking. And Talia, if somebody wants to find out more information, where can they go? Is it on a Facebook page, Instagram, the school?
So, yeah, they can reach out to us at our offices, so they can contact us by calling 480-461-7931, or they can also email us at iso@mesacc.edu. So we can also be contacted through our Instagram account at intertribal_MCC. We have all of our events and pictures and things like that on our account. So if you have questions, you're more than welcome to reach out there too.
So it's been super exciting having you in person. It's been a long, long time. And I haven't been to the MCC powwow in a few years because I know you didn't have it due to COVID. And I'm so excited it's back. I know a lot of buzz in the community that you're going to have it again. A lot of people planning on going. Kewana, what are you most excited for the powwow?
I say like our cultural dances and food vendors.
Okay, I'm with you. All right, well, thank you both for coming. It's been a pleasure, and look forward to seeing you next weekend at the powwow.
Yay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Up next, Susan chats with Miss Navajo Nation 2022-2023, Valentina Clitso. Support for KRDP 90.7 FM comes in part from Native Health, with 2 locations in Phoenix, 4041 North Central Avenue, Building C, near the corner of Central Avenue and Indian School Road, and at 2423 West Dunlap Avenue. Native Health is also located in Mesa at 777 West Southern Avenue, near the corner of Southern Avenue and Extension Road. Native Health Family Advocates can help you enroll, renew, or update your access information. This can be done in person, on the phone, or via Zoom, days, nights, or weekends. It's fast, easy, and can make a difference in keeping your health care coverage. For more information, call 602-279-5262.
Welcome back to Native Talk Arizona, presented by Native Health and KRDP 90.7 FM. I'm host Susan Levy, and in the studio today with us is Miss Navajo Nation 2022-2023, Valentina Clitso. Hello, Valentina. It's an honor to have you on our show today.
Yes, I'm very honored to be here at Native Talk Arizona.
Well, we're super excited. I can't wait to hear what you have to say. So before we get started, please tell us a little bit about yourself, your journey, and your background.
Oh, yeah, she Valentina Clitso Yenishia. Twitch eating national, but Ani Bashichin, Torhana Dashache, as she had Dashanale. So my name is Valentina Clitso, and I come from the community of Black Mesa. And I am this year's Miss Navajo Nation for the year of 2022 to 2023. And I grew up on Black Mesa, and we had no running water, so I did a lot of herding sheep, tending to the cows, and tending to the horses. So that's a lot of my upbringing, and I was raised by my mother and my grandparents. And throughout that course of my life, I journeyed through high school, and I went to college at Arizona State University. So I'm a proud alumni of ASU, and go Sun Devils.
I was just going to say that. Go Sun Devils. All right. And what was your degree in?
Aerospace engineering with a minor in physics.
Oh, wow. Impressive. And I know I'm going to jump ahead. What do you want to do with that?
So right now, I'm Miss Navajo Nation. Mm-hmm. And after my reign, I want to go into solar, because I know the Navajo Nation is venturing into solar, and they're creating more solar fields on the Navajo Nation. So I want to go to the Solar Energy International out in Colorado.
Wow. And what is that? I don't even know what that is.
So they offer certifications to be solar certified, so you can install solar, set up solar, and also design solar. And that's what I want to do, to be NABCET certified.
Wow. That's amazing. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go back to a couple questions on Miss Navajo Nation and probably circle back to solar. So how did you get interested in competing for Miss Navajo Nation?
As a young girl, I saw many past Navajo Nations in the newspapers. And as a little girl, I would have conversations with my grandmother, and she taught me how to butcher. So I feel like I started butchering from the womb. And I continued to brush up on my skills, learning Navajo. Navajo was my first language, and I really enjoyed it, having these conversations early in the morning with my grandparents, and the love that they expressed through the Dene language. And that's what I really love, and that's what I try my best to convey as Miss Navajo Nation, showing our youth that we're still very proud of our language, and we're still very proud of our culture. And as I get more interested into becoming Miss Navajo Nation, my cousins, they became Miss Navajo Nation. So seeing how they carried themselves and how they continue to carry themselves today really gave me encouragement that one day I could become Miss Navajo Nation. And as I went through school, I graduated high school and eventually graduated college. I put it on the back burner as I started pursuing livestock. So after I graduated college. I worked a little bit here in Phoenix, and I moved back to the Navajo Nation. And I started to care for the livestock, and I started to take care of the livestock business that my grandparents started. So I started to work for the Ranchers Association out in Flagstaff, Arizona. And I was the secretary, and I also provided different livestock knowledge to the ranchers on the Navajo Nation. So I became BQA certified, which is beef quality assurance. So ensuring that we have the best quality beef in the beef industry that we have. So I learned how to do vaccinations, how to do palpations, and all of these things on how to better our livestock as beef producers on the Navajo Nation.
Oh my gosh. Do you have to know how to butcher a sheep for the competition? Is that part of it?
Yes. So I learned at a very early age, and I started off really slow, just chasing away the flies and eventually butchering solo with just assistance from my family.
Well, congratulations on being Miss Navajo Nation.
Thank you very much.
So why is holding the title Miss Navajo Nation important to you? You sort of touched on a little bit, but do you have anything to add?
I really enjoy my role as Miss Navajo Nation, mostly because I just want to share the importance of our culture, share the importance of our language, and that we can still take pride in these activities, even though we're moving towards a modern world, a Western world, and how we can still incorporate these traditional teachings in our current lifestyle. Even something as simple as waking up early in the morning, because we're taught that the holy people, they carry these blessings early in the morning, and if you wake up early, you get those blessings, and if you don't get those blessings, don't wake up in the morning, then those blessings will pass by you. Just something as simple as that is carrying on our traditions.
Oh, you're amazing. Okay. What do you hope to accomplish during your reign?
What I hope to accomplish is just to encourage our youth to take pride in who we are as Dene. Pride in our language, pride in our culture, and just really look back and resonate that as we continue this walk in life, that we are proud of who we are. No matter where we go, we always reflect on where we come from. And that's what I want to accomplish, to be the best ambassador that I can be, and that many future Miss Navajo Nations, whether it's next year or the year after, they will be continue to be proud of being Navajo.
And then for Miss Navajo Nation, do you have particular platforms or interests that you are supposed to, whether it's literacy or solar, is that part of Miss Navajo Nation?
So each Miss Navajo, they bring different skill sets to their reign. And what I really value is our youth and our elders. And I like to provide different activities where they can both meet and have conversations together. So my upcoming event, the Exutacular, which is a free family fun event at the Navajo Nation Zoo in Window Rock, Arizona. So those are a little bit of the things that I really enjoy doing, bringing these generations of knowledge together with our future generation, where they can share knowledge and be among each other.
So what are your future plans? I know you talked a little bit about solar. That's what you hope to do is open some solar or develop some solar for the Navajo Nation?
Yes.
And
so that's a part of what I want to do in the future. And I've dabbled in roofing, and I have dabbled in horseshoeing as well. I got my certification as a farrier. So I want to go back to the Navajo Nation and back to my family plot and really get back into raising our cattle, raising our sheep, raising our horses, and doing it at the highest level, making sure they're healthy, making sure they're vaccinated, and just providing the best quality meat to our communities in the area.
So how hard is it to be a farrier? It's pretty hard, right?
It takes a lot of endurance. It definitely does. Depending on the horse, just building your relationship with the horse too. And when I was first learning, they would tell us that horses know your character. So they really, sometimes horses test you. And it's really a show of how you hold yourself, because horses always know.
Sounds a little dangerous.
It can be, but when you're learning, you learn how to do it safely. That's why you have to build that relationship with the horse that you're working with.
Okay, and then you said you were certified in that?
Yes.
So how hard is that to get? Pretty hard? You have to shoe a lot of horses?
Yes, we
Is that the correct term?
Shoeing horses.
Shoeing
yes.
is the correct term? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to do a lot of that to get certified?
Yes, we did. So we did a program out in Tuba City through the University of Arizona. And they brought out some farriers. And they have the Tucson Mobile Horseshoeing School came out to Tuba City. And that's how I learned how to shoe horses. So
Wow.
each and every day I'm still learning, because there's always new technology that they bring to horseshoeing, and there's lots more to learn.
Okay, and then tell me a little bit about the solar. So when you're thinking of bringing solar to the Navajo Nation, are you thinking that it would be like a solar field that would be harvested, the power would be harvested, or what are you envisioning, or what are you interested in? I don't know a lot about solar, so...
So there's different types of solar. There's PV solar and also thermal solar. And what I want to go into is photovoltaic solar. Okay. Mostly I want to just bring that access to the Navajo Nation. Maybe in rural areas, because I know there's a lot of different nonprofits that work across the Navajo Nation that help set up solar for families that need access to electricity that are really remote in different areas of the Navajo Nation. And I really want to work with them to help bring access to that electricity to our most rural part of the Navajo Nation.
So for the photovoltaic solar, so that's what you want to do, is like work with a rural community, and then you would set it up for each home? Is that how you envision it? Or
yes.
And then, so they could just, would it be like solar panels? Is that what that is?
It'll be solar panels, but I know the technology is changing now. They're incorporating solar into the roofs. Oh. So there's solar in the roof, and also solar on like sheds, and so many different types that I have yet to learn.
And then what about wind energy?
Because the Navajo Nation gets high gusts of wind, it's not the best area to set up wind energy. So for wind energy, you need a constant, steady supply of wind. And on the Navajo Nation, we get really harsh gusts of wind that is not very efficient for these wind technology.
Okay, so no wind farming up there.
No wind farming.
So it sounds
on the
like
Navajo Nation.
Solar, but solar's been really, it works out well up there. There's enough sun enough of the time. I know there's a lot of storms, but enough sun to keep the solar going.
For the most part, I know in the winter it'll be a lot harder because some areas get snow. Mm-hmm. So you probably just have to wipe off the snow, and on cloudy days the juice will run low pretty fast because it has different storage batteries for each unit. And once those units go out, you have to wait until the next sunny day for it to power up again.
Wow, okay. I learned a lot about solar. It's pretty interesting.
Yes, it's very interesting stuff, so that's why I wanted to go into it.
And when did you become Miss Navajo Nation?
I became Miss Navajo Nation September of 2022.
Okay, so your reign is finished in September?
Yes. So the next Miss Navajo Nation pageant will happen September 4th, 2023 to September 8th, 2023. And the coronation will be September 9th.
And so is there an age limit for Miss Navajo Nation? What are the requirements to apply and to compete?
So to compete for Miss Navajo Nation, you need to be an enrolled member of the Navajo Nation and also be between the ages of 18 to 25 years of age, single, and no dependents. and you must be fluent in the Diné language and very knowledgeable in the Diné culture and traditions.
And you said it's a 4-day process?
It's a week-long process, so the first day we do the butchering and the traditional food category, and throughout the week they schedule in different fair activities. And then on Wednesday, we do the traditional interview, the contemporary business interview. And on Friday, they do the traditional and contemporary skill, and then also the traditional and contemporary talents.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and then we have
That's like
evening attire, traditional attire, and so many different components. So you're trying to get your mindset right and just do the very best that you can do. And this past year, we had 3 contestants.
That's a lot, though, a week. So you had to do traditional and contemporary for all those categories?
Yes,
That's a
and
lot.
for the traditional categories, they are all conducted in Navajo. So the judges ask you questions in Navajo, and you have to respond back in Navajo.
So which was your favorite part of the competition?
The very first day, the butchering competition.
Really? Mm-hmm. And what did you do for your, you said traditional and contemporary talent?
Yes.
What is that?
Traditional talent, I did storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
In contemporary talent, I played the saxophone. And for the traditional skill, I did using plants to naturally dye wool.
Wow.
And for my contemporary skill, I did horseshoeing.
Wow. You are like the most well-rounded. You do everything. Pretty impressive. Okay. So do you have a favorite success story or memory of that since you've been Miss Navajo Nation since September?
Yes. So we recently did a wood distribution project where me, in partnership with the Navajo Nation Fire Department, they're also known as the Navajo Nation Fire and Rescue. Shout out to all of the firefighters and our volunteers and all of the recruits that work with that team. And they really helped me out. They didn't turn me down. They really welcomed me. They're like, what do you need? What can we do? And they really gave their all. So we were able to deliver over 100,000 pounds of firewood to elders across the Navajo Nation. So we visited different communities that were in need. So we also worked with the community health representatives, CHR. Yep. They work very closely with the elders in the different areas. And I really wanted to work with them because they know where the elders that have the most need live. And that's what they do day to day in their jobs. And I appreciate all of our community health representatives, workers that help the elders on the Navajo Nation. So I really wanted to include them. And they helped me out a lot because once we do rural addressing, but sometimes the rural addressing will be off a little bit and you end up at someone else's house. And with the help of CHR, they took me directly to that individual's home, and we were able to save on time and deliver to way more elders that were in need.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So that's my favorite project so far, and I really loved it. And I know the elders, they really appreciated it. Some of them got very emotional when we showed up at their doorstep bringing a load of wood.
Wow.
And this wood we chopped ourselves, we delivered ourselves, and it's really awesome because the amazing team that I worked with, the Navajo Nation Fire Department, Captain John Williams, he has been cutting trees for 20 plus years, and he was sharing with the recruits and the fire department, and it was almost like educational as we were doing this project. They would bring the recruits out, and he would be like, this is the way that you can safely cut down a tree. So it was very educational for them to be there as well. And they were watching, and they were doing safety and surveying and making sure that we were doing this in the safest way possible. Because these trees, they're 30 to 40 feet tall that we're cutting down. So it was very awesome to work with them, and I appreciate everyone on the Navajo Nation Fire and Rescue team. And I know a lot of the elders, they really enjoyed it. As they got emotional, they really shared their thankfulness about the generosity of the time that we gave. And we were able to do one more final push towards the end of last year. And with the help of the Navajo Nation Division of Transportation, we were able to deliver way out to western side of the Navajo Nation. And I just reached out to the division director, Mr. Garrett Silversmith, and he didn't hesitate. He knew that there was a need, that our elders needed firewood before the big storms were about to hit. So he just called up his team, and they helped deliver a huge amount of wood to the Kayenta area, and we were able to distribute to Monument Valley, Black Mesa, Chief Chimbito, Kayenta, and also the Round Rock area. So we've ventured out across the Navajo Nation, and we went to Tuba City, Clagato, Wide Ruins, Rabbit Brush, Fort Defiance, and even a few individuals, they messaged me on Facebook, and if I was available, I would personally deliver firewood to their homes for the elders in need. So that was a very impactful project that I did.
It's important, and I know you've had so many storms up there this year. It seems like it's, at least from what we're hearing in Phoenix up there, we keep hearing it's really cold and wet and a lot of snow and a really harsh winter.
I guess I grew up on Black Mesa, so we did have some harsh winters, and then we would get snowed in, and then sometimes they would have the National Guard come out or the chapter house come out, and then we would eat MREs for the winter. And just
that doesn't sound very good. The MREs?
No, thank you. But sometimes they were good. You know, you get some good choices in there. Sometimes if it's the cheese one, I shy away from the cheese ones. But one year we had pizza, and I was like, whoa, they make pizza MREs now?
I didn't know they made pizza MREs. Okay.
And then there was like, sometimes you get desserts in there, those brownies. They're very dense. That's something my stomach had to get used to. So that was a fun experience. Sometimes we would, in our family, we would trade MREs too as well. So that's pretty fun. I really enjoyed the winter season. Sometimes in the summer you get different critters. So I really enjoy the winter, and I appreciate all the moisture that Mother Earth is getting. Yep. So bless all of this moisture, and I welcome it. And I just want everyone to stay safe out there as well. I know the roads are muddy, and sometimes the roads wash away as well. But each of these communities, they're very resilient, and they work very hard to get to work, do what needs to be done. So even if there's muddy roads and washed out roads, the Native communities, they'll get what needs to be done. And that's what I'm very proud of our community and our culture. Even though we have these different setbacks, we're able to come back strong, and we're able to get things done.
You've done a lot. Okay, I've got a couple more questions for you. So if somebody is thinking about competing, what advice would you give them? Practice, prepare, plan?
I think the biggest one during competition week was confidence. Really having confidence in your ability, and being very proud as well. Being proud that you turned in your application. Because there's a lot of people that pick up applications, but they don't turn it back in. So the very first step is turning in your application. Deciding that you're going to run for Miss Navajo Nation, and actually turning in that document so that you can be a contestant.
You seem very self-confident, so I'm going to assume you were very self-confident before as well.
Yes.
Okay.
I would say yes, but I know there was certain times I was very hesitant, especially for the traditional components, but I absolutely loved the entire week. So even if you're just thinking about it, I encourage anyone that's thinking about running for Miss Navajo Nation to really do it. It was the best experience that I've ever had. To really mingle with the people as a contestant. They're very excited to see you. And also with mingling with the other contestants as well. And I think any one of us 3 contestants would have been a phenomenal Miss Navajo Nation.
Wow. You speak with such eloquence and wisdom and knowledge, and I think you're a wonderful Miss Navajo Nation. I really do. I think you just embody, I don't know, I think you're amazing. So, okay, I know you're super busy, and I know you've got a lot of events coming up. How can people learn more about your schedule and competing? Like, when is the competition? And how can they contact you?
So we have a website, the Office of Miss Navajo Nation website. And for future events or projects that I do, there's photos on there. And we also include flyers for the upcoming events that we host. But for my schedule, because it's so constant and we're always on the go, sometimes it's always changing. So it's hard to put a solid schedule out for the public.
Okay. So mostly they should watch your Facebook page.
Yes.
That would be the biggest thing. And then when did you say applications are due for Miss Navajo Nation?
So applications for the 71st Annual Miss Navajo Nation pageant will open April 3rd. I'm already halfway through my reign, and it's been an awesome experience. And also the closing date for applications is July 14th, 2023. So it's going to come up quick. It really creeps up on you. I felt like I was just crowned yesterday, and now I'm at the halfway mark. And then pretty soon I'll be crowning the next Miss Navajo Nation. Oh, it's so exciting.
So if I know somebody that wants to apply for Miss Navajo Nation, can they just have the application emailed to them?
No, you would have to come to the Navajo Nation Museum and sit down with our program supervisor, and she'll go over the application with you and provide you that application.
Oh, cool. Okay.
In person.
And where's the Navajo Nation Museum?
In Window Rock, Arizona.
Okay. And are they open? Is the Office of Miss Navajo Nation open Monday through Friday, or they just call and make an appointment?
It will be best to call and make an appointment with the Office of Miss Navajo Nation.
And you said applications are available April 3rd, right?
Yes, applications will be available April 3rd and will be closing July 14th, 2023.
Okay, so all those young women out there, I hope they start thinking about the application process and picking up an application and applying. Well, I cannot tell you how much I've enjoyed learning about you and what you do and your solar and all your passions. It's really enlightening. I've really enjoyed this, so thank you. And thank you for taking time to speak with us today. I can't tell you how much we appreciate it, and I know the listeners are going to love listening to you.
Awesome. Well, to all you listeners out there, I invite you to the 75th Annual Navajo Nation Fair, which is taking place September 2nd, 2023 through September 10th, 2023. So come on out and watch the Navajo Nation pageant, the rodeo, and all of these different festivities that we host at the Navajo Nation Fair. Thank
you.
Thank you for listening to Native Talk Arizona, presented by Native Health and 90.7 FM KRDP. Our executive producer is Susan Levy, sound engineer is Javier Quiroga, and our host is Lanasha Puadi. We hope you will tune in again next week. If you have any questions, please reach us at nativetalkaz@listen2krdp.com.